Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that literally frustrates millions of us around the world: ab workouts. You know the drill, right? We're going to break down the exact science and, more importantly, 3 specific movements from our source material that finally bust those stubborn core workout myths. Buckle up, because we are completely tearing up the old playbook.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Be honest. Have you ever found yourself doing just endless crunches, holding these agonizingly long planks, and putting in serious effort week after week, only to look in the mirror and see absolutely zero visible results? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. Millions of people are putting in all this hard work, but they are completely missing the mark.
And, well, let's be real about the psychological side of this, right? As the source material so brilliantly captures, it's not even just about the abs themselves. It's about that specific moment at the beach. You know the one, everyone pulls their shirt off and you kind of hesitate. You pause, do a little mental math like, is the water cold enough for me to just leave my shirt on? Or maybe you're always the one changing angles in group photos, subtly sucking your stomach in, just praying the shadows hide the fact that your gym sessions aren't showing. Look, that's not vanity. It's just that really frustrating, heavy feeling of not feeling like your absolute best self, despite literally sweating it out. So here's our roadmap for today. 1. The core training illusion. 2. 2 massive workout mistakes. 3. Exercise 1, the dead bug. 4. Exercise 2, the hollow body. 5. Exercise 3, the band crunch. And finally, 6. Posture and physical presence. All right, kicking things off with section 1, the core training illusion. We're talking about breaking that endless cycle of soreness without actual progress. For so many guys, the fitness routine is exactly the same every single day. You bang out 100 crunches, hold the 30-second plank, maybe throw in some desperate leg raises, and call it a day, right? But doing this just creates a massive, totally false sense of achievement. The source material hits us with this absolutely critical realization: soreness isn't progress. You might wake up the next day with your muscles aching, honestly thinking, yes, pain equals growth, but it doesn't. You can be completely exhausted, totally drenched in sweat from a workout, and literally be going nowhere. That is the exact trap most people fall into for months or, honestly, completely wasted years. Moving right along to section 2, 2 massive workout mistakes and exactly why the standard routine fails. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is it exposes the fatal flaws in how most of us approach core training. And once you see them, you literally can't unsee them. Think about the standard routine. People treat their abs like a careless warm-up, right? Just a total afterthought. High reps, crazy fast pace, no real mechanical effort. But here's the reality check. Your abs are actual muscles. They need the exact same strict, slow, controlled form and focused load as your chest or your back. They just don't grow from going through the motions. Look, you wouldn't expect a massive, strong chest from 100 sloppy push-ups. So why on earth expect great abs from 100 sloppy crunches? And that brings us to the second massive mistake: completely ignoring your deep core. See, most popular exercises out there, they only hit the surface layer, the superficial show muscle. But underneath all that is the deep core. Think of it like a biological core set. It's the underlying muscle layer that actually pulls everything in tight. It gives you that incredibly controlled, flat look, even when you aren't flexing at all. If you ignore this deep core, your midsection is simply never going to hold together the way you want it to. So this brings us to a fundamental mindset shift from our source. I stopped chasing the burn and started chasing contraction. By cutting out all that junk volume and narrowing the routine down to just 3 specific movements focused entirely on extreme muscle contraction, the creator of this routine saw a radical, highly visible transformation in just 3 weeks. Literally, 3 weeks. Think about that, just 3 weeks to effectively rewrite years of bad habits. It's a real game changer. Let's get into the solution. Section 3, Exercise 1, the dead bug, which targets that deepest layer. I know, the name sounds a bit ridiculous, but the dead bug is your ultimate tool for targeting that elusive deep core layer. Here are the precise biomechanical steps. Step 1, lie flat on your back, arms pointing straight up toward the ceiling, knees bent at a 90-degree angle. Step 2, slowly, and I mean painfully slowly, lower your opposite arm and leg toward the floor. Now, step 3, and listen up because this is the absolute golden rule. Do not let your lower back lift off the ground. Keeping your lower back permanently glued to the floor is literally everything here. The second your back arches, poof, you lose that deep core engagement instantly. So you're going to aim for 3 sets of 8 reps per side. The real trick here, though, Go slow enough that it is physically uncomfortable. Maximum effort, incredibly slow speed. If it feels easy, you are going way, way too fast. That deep, agonizingly slow pace is your ultimate proof that the movement is actually working.
Let's move to and see how this builds with Section 4, Exercise 2, the hollow body, also known as the gymnast's secret. Gymnasts have some of the most unbelievable core strength on the planet, and they've relied on this specific movement forever to get it. To execute the hollow body, follow these exact mechanics. Step 1, lay flat on your back, and once again, press that lower back firmly down into the floor. Step 2, lift your legs and your shoulders just slightly off the floor. Step 3, stretch your arms straight overhead and hold. You literally have to fire every single muscle in your core at once just to keep yourself in this rigid position. The goal here is to start at a 20-second hold and eventually work your way up to a grueling 45-second hold for 3 full rounds. 11. That is the exact number of seconds the creator of the source material lasted on their very first try. Let that sink in. I want to build this up because this movement is genuinely brutal. It requires intense, unrelenting, full-body tension. So if you try this and only last a few shaking seconds your first time out, hey, congratulations. That perfectly validates that you are challenging the muscle correctly and waking up muscle fibers that have literally been dormant for years. Now, before we hit the final exercise, it's worth noting that the source material mentions a broader system. For anyone looking for a complete physical transformation, altering how you carry yourself and feel every single day, the creator offers a 60-day program called the Summer 2.0 system, along with a free checklist. We're strictly focusing on the course science today, but that system is out there for viewers looking to expand their training beyond just these ab exercises. So the crucial point is what we cover next in Section 5, Exercise 3, the band crunch, where we finally add critical load. This final exercise solves a massive, glaring problem with almost all home workouts: a complete lack of resistance. Your abs desperately need to be challenged with heavy physical load, just like your biceps or your shoulders. Here's how you accomplish that at home. Step 1, kneel on the floor with a resistance band anchored securely above you. Step 2, hold the band and pull your elbows straight down towards your knees, using your abs to forcefully curl your torso. Step 3, squeeze as hard as you possibly can at the very bottom of the movement, and then fight the resistance by going very, very slow on the way back up. The protocol here is 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps, but remember our golden rule: do not rush. Seriously, prioritize a slow, agonizing contraction. Using speed completely defeats the whole purpose of adding the load in the first place. Move at an absolute snail's pace during the release, fighting that band every single inch of the way. All right, bringing it all together with Section 6, posture and physical presence, moving beyond just the physical. And this brilliantly illustrates the most fascinating takeaway from the source material: what actually happens when you drop your excessive, exhausting routine down to just these 3 exercises, performed for maybe 10 minutes twice a week. The shift goes way beyond just physical appearance. Strengthening those underlying deep core muscles fundamentally changes how you carry yourself in a room. It creates a highly commanding physical presence, it naturally improves your standing and walking posture, and it builds a much tighter, more solid overall physical frame. But, a strong physical frame is really only half the battle. Which leaves us with this incredibly powerful thought. Having a commanding physical presence is great, but your posture means absolutely nothing if the moment you open your mouth, your voice betrays your frame. True presence is completely holistic, but fixing your physical foundation is the crucial first step. So here's a question for you. The next time you drop to the floor to train, are you just going to chase a temporary burn, or are you finally ready to build a deep core that transforms how you stand, how you walk, and how you command a room?